for the Halloween parade. How about that? I came prepared this time. Remember last year I had like some weird country music playing? I'm like, this isn't Halloween.
It could have been Thriller.
It could have been. That's true.
It could have been.
Are we doing a flash mob this year?
Yes, we are.
I love it. Okay. We are here for the 108th annual Alton Halloween Parade. Not right now. That's coming down the pipeline in a couple of weeks. We're almost here, and man, you guys are filling up. I love this. We were talking, Steve, before we came on. The online form is doing pretty well with this new way of doing it, and we're almost set.
Yeah,
We're pretty well all set. Yeah, we're getting there.
Where do we start?
What is it, though? Over 100 years we've been putting on this parade. I think it's actually 108 years.
Well, and this is what's incredible, too. I mean, the history's there, but what I think's so cool is that each and every year you get a couple of new additions and folks that keep coming back to be a part of this parade. And is Dr. Vest coming back?
Dr. Vest is coming back. You know, this has been going on since 1916.
It's incredible.
And I think there were a couple of years in World War II that we didn't have it. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be our 108th, and you're right. I mean, we have people that come back every year. We have individuals that watch the parade that are in the same spot every year after every.
And if you're in their spot, they will let you know about it.
They will let you know.
Early.
Well, and it's not, what I think's incredible too is the organization that it takes to put on something of this size, because it's one of the larger parades in the area, if not the largest on the Illinois side when it comes to just parades throughout the year. And there's a lot of work that goes into that, and making sure everyone's safe and getting floats lined up. How long does it take to get that process started before we even talk about the logistics?
We start actually in late August.
Wow.
And we have started before, earlier than that. Mm-hmm. However, I think we've got it pretty well somewhat fine-tuned. Mm-hmm. I call it kind of organized chaos.
Yep.
But we start in late August and get the applications out early. Try to get the applications out in September, which Greg does a great job on that. And after that, we meet on a regular basis and go over everything. But our committee has about 10 guys, and everyone knows their job on what to do. Mm-hmm. So it's a great committee.
We are a bit of a well-polished machine. And as you mentioned earlier, the applications this year, I used the Google Forms, which fed into the Google Sheets, which got rid of the need for people taking the picture of a paper form and emailing me pictures and dual entry. It's worked out well. It's resulted in more applications coming in sooner this year.
Wonderful.
Which helped us with our planning and such.
Well, and now also this year, Karen Wilson's going to be the parade marshal?
Karen Wilson's going to be our parade marshal, yes.
That's going to be a well-deserved honor for sure, and she's going to be a great parade marshal.
Absolutely. You know, she just retired.
Yep.
And she's had a lot of things that she's done, State Farm Insurance, teacher, and the like. And so she'll represent the marshals very well.
This is going to be super cool. I was told that I will never allowed to be a marshal, even 50 years from now. So I just put my
You got to twist some arms.
So same time it starts, correct? No changes on any of the logistics?
No changes.
7 p.m. Friday, October 31st.
Yes, always on Halloween night, except on Sunday. If it's on a Sunday, then it's always the Saturday before.
I see. I wish we haven't had a Saturday parade in a while, have we?
I think we'll have one next year.
We'll have one next year.
Well, there we go. Spoke too soon.
And then we'll probably have one the next year after that, because it's going to be on a Sunday. So.
Oh, that's true. What I think's so cool too is just the last couple of years, people have gotten creative with their spots. I mean, they're having their trailers out here now, and they got bonfires on their trailer. Everyone's cozying up. I mean, it's cool to see.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, and now with that being said, what number are we at, Greg, when it comes to?
We're going to be probably about between 70 and 80 positions in the parade, but some of those are positions. Some of the positions could be a group of 20 Jeeps.
Yeah.
We've got 3 groups of Jeeps out there. We've got some horses as well. So lots of positions, but even more vehicles and peoples in the parade.
Well, and see, with I thought they were fun. I mean, there was a lot of them, but it was cool to see them, and they got through pretty fast, and their Jeeps were decorated all the top down.
They decorated them very well.
They go over the top. It's pretty exciting. Everybody
they decorated them very well.
Well, and then the Rolling Nobles will be back, I'm sure.
Yes,
Rolling Nobles are coming back. It wouldn't be the parade without them. They have a standing invitation to come to the parade.
Well, and the community involvement with the parade too, like the high school bands that are a part of it, those kids can play, and it's really cool to always see them perform. The local dance groups performing too, and just local high school teams performing as well. And do we have a pretty good lineup of those bands coming back and being a part of it?
Absolutely.
Yep. Really cool. Do we know, or do we have the number on on bands yet?
Right now we have 3. We're looking at a few more. So hopefully, it's the trouble is if they're in the football playoffs, that's an issue. So we're hoping that they're Saturday playoffs this year.
If anyone from the IHSA is watching for scheduling purposes, but I just think it's great because we were getting some interviews lined up for the show for Halloween and everything, and it's pretty interesting because normally whenever you send out an email for somebody, like, I'll tell you, I'll just break the fourth wall. Like the other day, I thought, how cool would it be to have Adam Sandler? Okay, so send an agent. Agent responds, not interested because what the heck's going on here? You mentioned Alton for anything Halloween related, and it's like, this is actually of some interest. And the notoriety that even the parade garners, too, is just incredible. I mean, it's one of the most viewed things on RiverBender throughout each and every year. We can guarantee that the Halloween parade will be the most viewed. And it's just showcases truly the love and the special place that everyone has for it, and for being and a lot of times too, what I think's wild is that parades around the area, they're still there, but maybe they aren't as strong as they used to be, and the Halloween parade just keeps staying consistent and growing. It keeps
consistently growing.
Yeah.
And the crowds have always been great.
I mean, what do you guys what do you guys give the credit to on that? Because I mean, it really is just something that is kind of special for what you all have created.
I think the longevity of it, over 100 years, consistency, well, almost consistency, except a couple of world wars in there. I think that really, and just if you build it, they will come, and it's a great show.
And I think Halloween is a big night in the Alton area.
Yeah.
And I know individuals that just decorate their house just like it's Christmas time.
Oh yeah.
And
I decorated mine in August, Steve. I was done. I was done with the 100 degrees.
My wife as well.
So I think that has to do with it. Halloween is really a big night in Alton.
100%. And now, just for the folks that maybe are new to the parade this year as participants, is there anything we can give them, like FAQ-wise, that would help them as, if they're throwing candy or anything like that or tossing it, that we can give some FAQs out for?
We always give some guidance to throw the candy at the feet. Don't throw it into the crowd, and don't bring suckers. Please don't bring suckers, because we're concerned that stick can hit somebody in the eye.
Oh, so for sure.
That's the one of the biggest concerns. And then for participants in the parade, the wheel walkers are the key. We have what we call a wheel walker position at each wheel along the trailer or along the vehicle, just to ensure no kids get close to that wheel.
Well, and with that being said, too, I think that's where it's good to note for parents that if this is your first time, coming out, if you've moved to Alton lately or you're kind of testing it out, that you're going to be safe and your kids are, too, because you and the police work really well together to close everything down and really make it easy to get out of the parade afterwards, too.
The police department, the city does a great job. And the police does an absolutely fantastic job, along with the street department. They always have the blocks to block off the streets. Yep. And actually, soon after the parade, the route is pretty well cleaned up.
Yeah. It is. It looks like it never even happened. I mean,
it's like it never even happened. So I give kudos to the city as much.
Well, and now on top of the city side of things, municipalities are being represented as well, and we're going to see the public figures of the communities represented there too. And I think that's always a cool touch where you see the town leaders and everyone else being a part of it.
Absolutely, absolutely, and we'll have. The fire engines are really, big time, and so we'll have Alton and Godfrey and
ambulances as well,
and Southwestern and whatever. So
now last year we had a really cool. I mean, the Dr. Vesta's float last year was awesome. But has there been one that you guys remember over the years as nothing's going to top it? Because mine's whenever they made the paper mache Chucky. I don't know who did it, but I remember seeing that thing, and I was so young I had to have a Chucky doll right afterwards. And my dad was mad because we had to go to the store and buy me a Chucky doll because of how cool this thing looked.
I think the part that really gets my eye or catches my eye, a lot of other people too, are the Jeeps. The Jeeps come up so creatively decorated. Yeah, there's a lot of them.
But they're uniform. Yeah, and that's what's
they're
cool.
uniform. They keep a tight formation as well, and those always impress me.
There's been some really great family floats too.
Yeah.
And over the years, and they've been pretty simple, but they're really, really cool because they usually have a little kid riding in a little trailer or something like that. So
the Montessori school does well too. I've always liked their additions lately when they're a part of it as well. You know, with that being said, we'll take a quick break. We're going to come back, talk more about the parade, get into the nuts and bolts of it all, and have some fun here in the studio. 9:32. I got to pay my first bill of the morning. Coming back with more after this.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, Free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com. Welcome back, Daily Show. 9:30. You couldn't hear that. 9:35. A little bit of. It's my favorite part of the show. They always want to know what I'm saying before I come back on the air, but it'd get me fired in a heartbeat. With that being said, the talent of the Alton High School graphics department is just fantastic. And last year there was such a cool poster. This year is honestly one of my favorites, and I truly mean that, Steve. Who's the one that created this year's poster? Because it's beautiful.
Well, for years, probably for the last. I'm going to be guessing here. Probably for the last 20 years, the Alton Graphics Art Department has given a poster, and we have the students there that developed this poster. In fact, I have one here if I can show it.
Oh, please do. Yeah, I'm going to try to find the online version.
I'll put it up here, and you can put it up online. But it was created by Nora Mifflin, who's a senior at Alton High. And
it's beautiful. It's so cool. I love the fact that you got McPike Mansion in there, and then you got the witch. It's simple and looks so cool at the same time. I love it.
It's got great contrast.
Yeah, it does. The colors
very easy to read and the like. So we'll be handing these out to our members of East End starting today, and we'll send them to all the businesses and try to get them to put this in their window.
Well, and I think it's great that you showcase the talent of local artists, too, and the young and inspiring artists, and giving them something to kind of achieve and inspire to. And then you have something to put in your resume, too, and say, look back at what we were able to do for the town here.
Absolutely. Love
this. And now, as we're getting into it, what time do you guys meet for your participants meeting?
We have the participants meeting on October 23rd. That's going to be
I remember
the
these
Alton
things.
Moose. Very good. At 7 o'clock. So, yeah, I'll be sending out a note to everybody that is participating in the parade so far and those that are coming about the meeting. And there we'll talk about the route and the staging and the safety rules and such. So, short and sweet. But, again, the route is going to be on Broadway from Washington all the way down to Bell Street. Or I guess it's...
Piasa.
And Piasa, yep.
Well, and what I like about that, honestly, too, is the fact that it's a lot easier, I think, on your guys' volunteers and your parade staff, too, because you aren't going up a lot of hills. You know, they're manageable. Yeah. You know, and now the floats, too. I don't think, we haven't had one breakdown last year, did we?
Oh, boy. Knock on wood.
We haven't had any, we haven't had any breakdown. That's why we have tow trucks throughout the parade.
No kidding? I've always wondered. I've never asked you.
No, we do.
We do.
That's our plan.
We have tow trucks, and that's the purpose of having tow trucks, just in case a float breaks down and they need a tow. One thing, when you're going back to the participants meeting, that's on, of course, the 23rd of this month, which is only 2 weeks away, less than 2 weeks away. So we give out the participants' position at that meeting. So we'd like to have any application, if you're thinking about being in the parade, please get in contact with us, and Greg will give you the contact before probably next Friday, so we can get the lineups ready to go.
Well, and now what goes into curating and producing that lineup? Do you is it just, I know it's based on categories and groups like commercial, nonprofits, but in that, is it just do you kind of handpick where they go into that lineup from there?
Oh, well, we take a look at, do they have music? Do they not have music?
Fair. Yeah.
We don't want to have someone with music right next to the band.
Makes sense.
And so we take a look at just exactly what they're putting in. Within the application, they have to define what their float's going to look like. So if they have music, that's a big key right there. We don't want a dance group next to a dance group. We like to separate, so if they have the same type business or whatever, then we'll try to separate them from that standpoint.
So that way you don't have any sign wars going on,
And we'll put the Cub Scouts with the Cub Scouts and the Boy Scouts and whatever.
I think it's really cool. And another fascinating component of this, and you guys don't see it during the broadcast, last year was a little cold. This year I don't think is going to be that bad. I think we're going to be looking pretty good.
I mean, mild and dry, no doubt.
Yeah, and but what you guys couldn't see as I was trying to keep my hands warm last year was the work the judges do to actually judge. Like, I'm going to be honest, you think judging a Halloween parade is fun and games until you go see what all it details. Take me through this. And can we don't want to name the judges, I don't think, this year, can we? For the sanctity of the parade?
No. They're basically spouses or friends or members of East End and such. But cool. They do a great job. They go through, and there's obviously in each of the different sections, there are some floats that are not judged, but others that are. Radio cars are not judged. But no, it is definitely challenging. And sometimes we had a tow truck last year, which we didn't think was going to be decorated, and sure enough, it was, and we had to reevaluate that whole group. So they do a great job. And then the awards get presented it'll be the first Tuesday in November at our East End meeting there.
That's really cool. I didn't, and we need to go to the East End meeting and get the photos of that, too, when they get presented awards. Why have I not done that yet, Steve?
Well, this is your opportunity.
There we go.
There you go.
I hate when I call myself out on the air, Greg. It's
You're
terrible.
invited.
Well, and now, is there still time if someone calls you and says we have
Absolutely.
the float and all that?
Absolutely.
The best way would be through email.
Okay.
So we have two emails. One that's going to be on the sign, which is eastendimprovementparades@gmail.com. And the other email historically has been used for the Halloween parade. We've tried to consolidate both the Memorial and the Halloween Parade down to the East End Parade Gmail. The other one is Alton Halloween Parade @gmail.com.
Really cool. And we'll link those in an article on RiverBender.com so you guys know how to get a hold of them and how to email. But it's just amazing to me that you guys have your hands on both two of one of the oldest parades in their specific category, with the Memorial
in our
Day
little
parade.
town,
It's just incredible, and no one really understands that, I don't think. It doesn't get bragged about enough.
Yeah, well, East End Improvement Association has been doing the Halloween Parade since its inception back in 1916, as I mentioned. About 20 years ago, we started with the Memorial Day Parade, and we've been sponsoring that ever since. And that one is one of the oldest in the nation.
100% over. Well, and honestly, the Halloween parade can't be too far off. I mean, it really has to be top 5, top 3 at least.
Have to research.
I'm going to start. I'll be Howard Stern on this issue. I will call out every town that tries to say this. With that being said, for all of you that are looking for the broadcast details, if you can't make it out that day, I really encourage you to, though. Be a part of the community. Set up a chair. Get there early to find your spot, and really just have some fun. But we're going to take off at 6:50 that night. We're going to chat for about 10 minutes until the parade starts and have some fun. And then Joe and I will bring you all the latest for a couple of hours and bring you the winners. And it's really one of my favorite nights of the year. It's such an easy show to do. And what I think is great is it's... okay, the first 2 years were kind of interesting because they didn't know the show too much. So they're like, who the hell is this kid that just yabbing at me, So the comments have gotten nicer over the years as I have grown on them.
Good for you.
I guess. With that being said, is there anything else we need? Oh, logistics-wise, what time should we show up as participants, or if we're a part of like a cheer team or dance group and maybe we miss something? And
we block off Broadway between Main and Washington at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
The parade starts at 7 o'clock. So we can start staging at 5 o'clock, but we kind of ask people to start coming in a little later than that, 5:30. That gives the individuals that are staging time to get set up and the like. So, between 5:15, 5:30 would be a good time to come on into the route. We do block off Main, so if you're not in the parade, that's going to be blocked off and you can't go through. So that's only for individuals that are in the parade.
Yeah,
so
that's actually a really good note.
Broadway at Main, actually, and that's the entrance into the staging area as well. Is you come from at Broadway and Main, and that's where we'll have individuals down there who will assist you with getting lined up correctly.
And we also will mention that if you have children that are going to be dropped off in the parade, you can drop them off at the police station. You can't park in the police station, but you can drop them off, and each participant should have a representative there if there's a lot of children to accept those kids, and then we will have golf carts to take them back to their float.
That's really cool, and that's it's really efficient too and safe that way also, and I think that's great to know. Hey CJ, how do I become a part of this really great group that puts on two of the longest running parades in their respective fields? Join East End. How do we join East End? How do we help out this great group?
Our meetings are the first Tuesday of every month except July. We at 7 p.m. at the Alton Moose. If you're ever interested in joining our organization, it's come to a meeting.
Yes, and you can contact either one of us, and we'll be glad to lead you through. It's an easy process. We meet once a month, as Greg mentioned, on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock, and at the Moose Club. And
yeah. Well, and I think, I read so much about all these younger entrepreneurs now in our area and just younger folks that are doing some really great things. And I encourage them, really, guys, and look into the East End Improvement Association, be a part of this, because this is true history of Alton right here. I mean, they're and now I'm going to get yelled at, I'm sure, by one. I'm sure there's one out there. But as far as I'm concerned, truly, when it comes to organizations, the East End Improvement Association's one of the most deeply rooted throughout the history of Alton.
Actually, the East End Association really goes back to the 1800s.
Is it really?
It was the old Tuverines, German, which was a society club, the Turners, and in 1869 we were incorporated. We changed our name to East End Improvement Association in 1921.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's been around for quite some time.
That's incredible. So there's even more of an incentive to be a part of it, too, and reach out.
It's history.
Yeah, 100%. And we'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com. Anything else I'm missing about the parade right now?
I think you got it all.
I think you got a good job.
Man.
Thank you for having us.
That's the only time I'll hear both of those things all day. 9:45, a little bit of change. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back, wrap up the 9 o'clock that was right after this, and we'll see you on Halloween night at 7 p.m. for the Halloween Parade. And,
rain or shine.
And, quick, can you not take the candy off my table this year? I was really bummed when I left and I had no candy. It just was taken. Yeah, we'll figure it out.